man, I'm telling you. I had a weird dream. And, like as I said, you know, man, like, I had a weird dream, man, and it was weird. It was like, I don't know if it was a beer witch in the dream, or what happened, but it was weird. At first it was like 2 people, and I didn't know which one was the beer witch. And one of them, it was fucking weird. It was like a hologram. And it was like, you know, if it was like computer generated, if it was like some kind of weird hologram. And like I was looking at it, and it was like a different dude, and there was a woman, and there was like a dude in the room, in the house. It was weird, but that's as far as I got to it. I know what they look like, but then I was like, no, I don't want to mention it, because, you know, the beer witch might say something. And so like then I was like in some kind of place, and I was like sitting, and then I heard like this woman, I saw this person, like this person, man. I don't know. I think that might have been the beer witch. She was sitting down. She was in the grass. She was sitting down, but then something bad happened, and that's when I thought she was the beer witch. Cause like for a minute I was sitting down, and then like something bad happened, and I was like somewhere else. It was fucking weird. And you know, whenever you're like out there, you know, witch hunting, and you're trying to remove a spell that the witch has put on you, and like for real, I had a variety of spells, because I have my run-ins with the witches. You know, my run-ins with witches and all kinds of stuff, man. Supernatural, you know. And I had my run-ins with some people, and you know, I found out there's all kinds of weird stuff out there, but like, you know, once you take my beer, that's a whole different story. And that's the legacy of that witch, man. It's the beer that she has taken from somebody, you know, somebody, and it hasn't been replaced. And we did the ritual, you know, and I woke up, and you know, I woke up and I realized I did not have that beer. And I was like, what the heck? But I did dream of the beer witch, and I was wondering what she was doing in my dream. But like, there was like, and like, you know, it's like she was older than me. She was older. She was like 3 years older or something. And like I was looking at this person, and like you know, and then like something evil happened, and I was like, whoa, something evil. And I don't know, but like sometimes we gotta figure out the stuff. You know, I know that it's long term, trying to figure out the ritual. And you know, the beer witch has been doing this on a long term situation that she has hidden in the shadows for about, if it was possible, she would hide in the shadows for about a millennia, and she'll still be like the same person. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to bring her out of the shadows into the light, so she can bring the beer with her that she has taken. but like I tell you, man, if you ever catch a witch, it is very different, man. In other cultures, man, I want to see the beer witch for what she has done. And but it's like, you know, like I don't know, you know, I think a lot of people don't really understand what I'm talking about when I say like a beer witch. But like, you know, but like as I said, you know, and that's the thing, man. That I was like, you know, you could be just chilling, and then like, you know, then you got like something going on. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm trying to figure out something. So I had that weird dream after the beer ritual. The beer portal had gotten closed, and we had to, you know, shut it down. But we needed to figure out, you know, like what the next phase is. But like, you know, as I said, this beer witch is hard to get. You know what I'm saying? Like if I knew some magic words that would bring the beer witch, I would have already said that. Because, you know, there's magic words that you could say, and then the beer witch will have to come to you because you have said the magic words. It's true. That's very true. But like as I said, I already tried some magic words, and no beer witch has appeared. But she's out there, folks, because she taunts me and sends me messages, you know, like physical messages online saying I'm the beer witch. and that's just taunting, you know, that's like taunting. But like as I said, you know, she's out there having a good time still, drinking her margarita or something. But it's a different level out there, folks. We're out here in the country. Oh, and let me tell you what happened. I had made a phone call, and the lady started acting weird. And it was weird, man. And you know, I told you the beer witch has a lot of power at our disposal. And all I could tell you from this point on is that I can't really trust a lot of people that I used to be able to trust. I can only trust them to do whatever they have to do, like a normal setting. But that's about it. And I made a phone call, and this person started acting real funny with me. And that's when I realized that she must be working for the beer witch. And we're out here in Liberty, Texas, and we all, you know, like, you could get caught up thinking about certain things because you got a lot of time here in Liberty, Texas. We don't really have a lot of things, you know, to talk about around here. Not a lot of things happen, you know. When something does happen, we fully investigate it and we try to figure out what's going on. The town people. I've not told even town people, just the online community of those on YouTube. But like, the town people cannot be trusted. I'm just kidding. They can be trusted, but you know, they don't understand much about what I'm saying here, you know. I just know that the beer witch is out there, probably in California, Florida, Alaska, who knows. Her broomstick moves from one area to another area. And let me tell you, when you're a witch and you be casting spells on people, let me tell you, then you're able to cast a spell to get a person's beer. And that's the problem. You know, these witches are not like poor people. You know, they're not like people that live out in the woods. You know what I'm saying? No, these witches out here in today's society, man, they're out there making money. You know, they're out there being millionaires, billionaires. There might be even a witch that's a billionaire out there, man. Ain't no lie. But the thing is, when they use their magic powers to get the beer from the people, that's a whole different story. So we're out there tracking the beer witch with what little information we got. But I'm telling you, if I find out the magic words to bring the beer witch to me, to bring the beer, then I would do that. And I'm still looking. I'm still looking through old texts, manuscripts, like the oldest text ever found. I'm still looking.